A powerful new player has officially arrived in the world of professional boxing, but its mission is to tear down the sport's traditional structure and rebuild it in its own image. Zuffa Boxing, the ambitious joint venture between the TKO Group, the parent company of UFC and WWE, and Saudi Arabia's SILA, launched its first event this week. The project, spearheaded by UFC CEO Dana White, promises to save a broken sport by applying the centralized, promotion-driven model that turned UFC into a global giant. However, the fine print of its fighter contracts and a massive lobbying effort in Washington suggest its true ambition is not to join the boxing world, but to dominate it at the potential expense of the athletes themselves. The cornerstone of Zuffa's plan is a controversial amendment to the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, the landmark federal law designed to protect fighters from exploitation. The proposed changes would create unified boxing organizations, or UBOs, which could act as promoter, manager, and sanctioning body all at once, effectively dismantling the conflict of interest firewalls the original Ali Act established. Critics, including legendary promoter Oscar de la Hoya, argue this would legalize the very conflicts of interest the Ali Act was written to outlaw and create a UFC-style monopoly in boxing. While Zuffa and its supporters, including some state athletic officials, argue a UBO would provide more structure and even increase medical coverage, the promotion's own contract offers a starkly different vision of fighter empowerment. A review of the standard Zuffa boxing contract reveals terms that heavily favor the promoter. The contract grants Zuffa extensive control, including the exclusive, worldwide rights to a fighter's bouts and their identity for marketing and merchandise. It allows Zuffa to designate opponents, and if a fighter declines due to injury, the promotion can count that as a fulfilled fight offer without paying them. The contract can be automatically extended for various reasons, including if a fighter becomes a champion, potentially locking them in for years. Conversely, Zuffa can terminate a deal if a fighter loses a bout, is injured, or faces legal issues. Perhaps most concerning for fighter rights, the contract forces all disputes into private arbitration in Nevada and bans class action lawsuits, making it exceedingly difficult for an individual fighter to challenge the promotion. This approach has sparked fierce backlash from within the boxing industry. Promoters like Eddie Hearn have questioned White's deep knowledge of the sport, while the president of the WBC sanctioning body accused Zuffa of bullying its way in. Veteran fighters like Evander Holyfield have warned that the loudest voices for change are from MMA, where the model is business first, fighters last. The financial disparity is stark. While elite boxers like Canelo Alvarez can command nine-figure purses, the UFC has historically paid its fighters between 16% and 20% of company revenue, a share far lower than the 60 to 70% standard among major boxing promoters. Zuffa's parent company, TKO, has stated it assumes minimal risk in the venture, with Saudi Arabia providing the funding. Despite the controversy, Zuffa is moving forward. After debuting with a card headlined by prospect Callum Walsh, it has already scheduled its next event and is aggressively pursuing established champions like cruiserweight Usyk and Opetaia and even unified heavyweight king Alexander Usyk. With a lucrative media rights deal with Paramount Plus reportedly worth $100 million a year and a partnership with prediction market Polymarket, Zuffa has the capital and platform to be a formidable, long-term force. The central question remains, will its model, built on long-term fighter control and a quest to centralize the sport, ultimately rebuild boxing for the better, or will it consolidate power in a way that leaves the fighters, the very heart of the sport, with less freedom and a smaller share of the profits? The battle for the soul of boxing is now underway, and its outcome hinges on a vote in Congress and the choices fighters make in the months to come.